Well, for everybody that don't know, DC's in chaos, just like most people predicted. They had their electoral votes or whatever starting at 1 o'clock. They got to Arizona. There was an objection. They split up, retired into their two separate chambers to debate. McConnell starts his big spiel about how this is just like every other election, and elections in the past were even closer than this one, and blah blah. His old establishment bunch of garbage that he spews out. But anyway, so they got a little bit in, and I guess the people outside wasn't too happy with what was going on, so they bum rushed the police. And yeah, they bum rushed them. There was a video of it. I was watching it live. Probably won't see it on TV. Probably won't see it anywhere because the feed cut out as quickly as they got through. Now all you're seeing is people calmly walking through the Capitol, waving their flag just like they're bewildered. But no, these people were pissed, and they overrun the Capitol Police. They got into the Capitol building, and the House, the Senate had to be evacuated. The president, saw videos of him getting on Air Force One, I'm sure by protocol, having to be evacuated. And this is what you get. Some people, and me included, have been saying this is going to happen for forever. And mainly because you can't continue to push people. You can't push and push and push and expect people eventually not to push back. Now, all of this could have been avoided. There's a death. I hear there's 2 shootings. One person's dead in the Capitol Rotunda. I'm sure shot by people who are following orders. Those back the blue, they're going to join up with us, brother, when it gets... No, they're not. They're going to follow orders. Maybe a few, not saying all won't. Some probably will. But vast majority of them won't. So they followed orders, shot and killed somebody, and shot somebody else, don't know if they're dead or what. But here we are. History in the making. And all this could have been avoided. Supreme Court could have heard Texas's case. The only venue a state has to go to air its grievances is the Supreme Court. They could have heard that case. Audits could have been done on voting machines. Let people see transparency. Let people see, compare signatures. Anything could have been done to justify the numbers. Obstruction isn't the answer. And that's all anybody got was obstruction. So here we are. Do I agree with it? I don't agree with it in some aspects. In some aspects, I believe it's long overdue. The American people have been sold down the river and have been pushed around and told to shut up for too long. We're told by people in Washington, D.C., we're smarter than you, we know better than you, and just sit down and shut up. And people are tired of it, and they've been tired of it. And now in D.C., you're finally seeing it. And here's a little message for you people who are, oh, this is terrible, blah, blah, blah. Remember 4 years ago when Antifa went through D.C. busting out windows of buildings and private businesses nonetheless? At least this was a targeted attack on government property. This was actually, targeted towards who people had a problem with. Not some business owner that just trying to make a living. Which who's going to be able to make a living in this climate because everybody's locked down? Do you see? Nobody feels like they have anything to lose anymore because they've lost it all. There's nothing left for them to lose. And you're telling them now to sit down and shut up, that you'll handle it? When you just rolled out this big, huge spending bill that everybody in the world gets money except American people, gets American money. But American people get nothing after you've destroyed us. And then you try to tell us this election was like every other election when there's no election ever in the history had mail-in voting like this. There's never been an election like this ever in our history. So McConnell, don't sit there and tell people, oh, this is just like any other election, because it's not. Far from it. Not near as secure. There's a problem. For the love of God, there was a guy stood up in the middle of the Georgia Senate hearing and said that his team had hacked into a polling station. And you want us to believe that, oh, this is the will of the people. No, it's the will of you. It's the will of the establishment, Mr. McConnell. It's not the will of the people. It's the will of the establishment who have held a boot on people's throat for the past 30 years. You've sold our jobs out to China while you've got rich, and now you're seeing the repercussions. Now you're seeing what happens when you push people and make them feel like they have no other choice. Now, it can be debated whether what they're doing is right or wrong, and we'll debate it all day. Some say violence isn't the answer. Some say violence is the only answer. Well, let's look for a second. It sure looks like Antifa and BLM's agenda got pretty damn far in the last year. And what did they do all summer long? What did they do since back before last June up until just early November, mysteriously around election time? What were they doing? And it seemed like their agenda made it pretty good. In fact, how many of them got prosecuted? I guarantee you there's going to be more prosecution in this one day in D.C. than you will see out of the entire 6 or 8 months of the Antifa BLM nationwide riots. Do you think that might be a reason people might be pissed? I don't know. But if you're not watching history, find a live stream. Find an independent media source. Don't rely on Fox News. Don't rely on even Newsmax, OAN. Who cares? Find independent media. Find somebody that's just going to play you the live video and let you make up your own mind about what's going on. You don't got to listen to anybody making any opinions about it. Make up your own mind. The Great Awakening's here, people. The Great Revealing has already happened. It's been revealed what our government and what people in our government truly are. And now we're in the part of the Great Awakening. People are waking up. Coming to the enlightenment period. But before the light, there's always dark. Prepare for darkness. Grow yourself, grow your family, grow your community. Get strong, close to home, and weather the storm, because who knows where this is going to go. May come back later, may not. I don't know. Depends on what's going on. But I'm going to keep glued to it, and you should too, because we're watching history right now. Could be the shot heard around the world. Follow me on my socials. If you like what I say, share it. You know the drill. Till next time. Peace.